So I'm Patrick, I'm the co-founder of Musgrove and Ball. Musgrove and Ball was born in 2022. I've been in sobriety 5 years now, coming up to the end of this month in July. 5 years ago I went into rehab after a moment with my daughter that just changed my life. Something that she said that day changed my life, and I'd been an addict for 16 years. And I knew that day I needed to turn my life around. I was ready. I've been told for years, by my partners, my mum, my dad, different family members that I had a problem, but I just couldn't see it. And it all came to a head, and I went into rehab, and I went off to the Priory. And when I was in there, you say some pretty mad things because I'm on detox drugs, I'm on checks every 15 minutes. And I said at the time, I want to change the British workplace. And I'm sure the therapists and the people in their consultants had heard it all before. But I said, look, I want to change the British workplace. I wanted to make, people open up when they're struggling. I want to get people to come forward for support. If someone's got a problem, tell the colleague, tell the manager so they can give them the best support. But there was nothing in place. So I went into rehab, I came out, I went into the working world. People didn't know how to deal with me. They didn't know, what to say. Did they speak about it in one-to-ones? Most of them just assumed that I was fine. And I realised at that point, I look back at my career and I realised that throughout the career that I'd had, all the places when I'd had heavy sessions, drinking, been on nights out, spoken about things I got up to, been arrested, all these different things that had happened in my career, I never felt I could speak out, because I thought, well, if I am doing really well in my job, and I worked there for a couple of years, I'm smashing my sales targets, and then I start struggling because of the drink, because of the drugs, I can't quite perform in my sales roles like I was. And then I throw into the mix that I'm a cokehead, I'm an addict, I'm a druggie, I'm an alkie, all the little words that people use, they're gonna get rid of me. It's just what's gonna happen. And we wanna change that. We wanna change that in the British workplaces. So what we wanted to do at first was wanted to create a training program for managers so they knew how to spot addiction in the workplace, how they approach someone who's struggling, talk about relapse. So again, 3 months in, it doesn't mean they're mended forever. What kind of things going on in the workplace could stop that from happening? And then we wanted to look at workplace events. How can you make your work events less alcohol centric? All these different things was going on in my head, so many mad ideas that we wanted to create. But we knew we needed a hook, and that's where sharing my story came into it. And I decided to give it a go and share my story, and I've now been on stage at some incredible companies. BAE Systems, Rolls-Royce, Virgin Active, some absolutely massive names. And I've shared my story in these businesses to groups, different people. From the back of that, we created an aftercare program where anyone who is struggling in the business, whether it's themselves, a family member, we don't really care, and basically they can come forward to us and we'll get them the support that they need. We'll show businesses how to do it. And from the back of that, they can then book the training. And we did a lot of work with IOSH, and IOSH helped us get IOSH approved with our training program, and we got approved a couple of months ago. We've now delivered that to managers at places like Parkdean Resorts. We've delivered this training at Nestle, WPP, Virgin. It's an incredible thing, and but it was all about, again, opening up. That's what the end goal is. Because it's all right having a story. Stories are great, and we've all got our own story, right? If I just go into a business and I share my story, a lot of people go, wow, you were an addict, you did this. God, that happened on Sophie's 30th birthday. How did she put up with you? And they go, that's amazing. But managers go, fantastic, well done, so what? And that's what we want to change. Because the so what piece is so valuable, because they're saying, look, how can you help us? So we started bringing in parts of our presentation from the training into the presentation. We start blending it, giving them real insight, giving them value, things that they could take away, things they could do, work around people's personality, their appearance, their performance in the workplace. And that's where we're at today, and we wanted to grow. Now, when we went into these businesses, Sophie, she shares her story about eating disorders in the workplace, living with an alcoholic. We were just one topic. We were one topic. And we'd go in there and we'd say stuff, really powerful things. We'd be like, for every one person that you lose in a workplace accident or workplace fatality in the UK, 32 people take their own life. Nearly half of those are attributed to addiction. Let's get them in, let's talk about it. But the rest of that year, they do talks on neurodiversity. They want to do stuff on grief, mental health, PTSD. And that's what Musgrove and Ball's next step is. We've created our own workplace speaker bureau. We want to change the British workplace around so many topics. We want to take our story into hundreds of thousands of companies if possible over the next so many years.